Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of How to Program in Java. Today, we're going to be talking about for loops. And if you don't know what for loops are, you pretty much, in the last video, if you watched, we pretty much built a for loop with while loop. We did while condition, and then if it met a certain number, then we stopped it. That's basically a for loop, and obviously it was a little different. It was just to teach you, show you. But while's a bit more customizable. Our for loop thing here is just going to be... So how do we make a for loop? Well, let's get out of yard. Let's go to net. And I'm going to get rid of all this junk. Alright, starting to get clean. Alright, so for loop, basically, you put for, and then in parentheses, we put a number to start with. So we put int I, and I'm going to show you something. If you want, you can create an integer out here, and then you can call that in your for loop anytime you want. So for now, I'm going to put int I equals 0. Okay. Next condition. Now here's how it goes. You can either do less than, greater than, or equal to. So I is equal to 3. Alright. And then I plus plus. Now, I plus plus means it's got add, minus, you could do, I think you can do minus minus to subtract. So here we are. This is our for loop. So I'm going to do I minus minus. Yeah, it's going to subtract 1. Alright, so we have, this has to equal k, and then it stops. Again, you can do less than, greater than, equal to. I'm going to make k 5,000, so it's going to run through this loop. And whatever we put in our for is going to run the exact amount of time. Now, everything counts from 0, so, or whatever number you put it in, it's going to count from. So if I put 1, it's going to be 4,999. If I put 0, it's going to be 5,000. So just remember that. So, this is going to, whatever I put in here is going to run 5,000 times. What am I going to do? And, I don't know. I'm just going to put a random. Oh, wait, what am I doing? We don't need to do that anymore. I'm sorry. I'm just going to do, yeah. Yeah. All right, it's just going to keep running, yeah. 5,000 years coming up. Or not. I'm sorry. Ooh. I don't think you can use equals. I'm sorry. It's less than. All right. Yeah. So it just did 5,000 years that quickly. All right. Did it? Yeah. I guess it did. I don't know. Hold on. Technical error. I is less than k. I plus plus. Let's find out for sure. Let's put in I. Okay. Okay, so let's just use system out in this case, because actually, hold on. I know I'm messing up. I'm not perfect. Okay. Should be able to call. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry about that. Hopefully you just realize what I did. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully you just realize what I did. This is how you convert an integer to a string. And I'm just gonna run that baby. And it just did it as a string. Notice I put less than. So in this case, I don't think we can do equals equals, so we're just going to do +1, whatever k is, +1. So that's going to give us the end result of 5,000. All right. All right. Okay. All right. What do we do now? All right. So we have 5,000 stuff running. It's telling us all the numbers. So I'm gonna make this huge number like this, and we're gonna make some like fake like matrix thing right here. And this is what you can do with for loops. You can do a lot more with for loops, but I'm just gonna do this just for to give you an idea. So this is called nesting a for loop. So what I'm doing is I2 equals 0. I2 is less than I. Oh, I might need to change that to A. It's less than A plus 1. Alright. I2 plus plus. And we're gonna make a couple of these. So this is the first loop. It's gonna run like that. And while that's running, we're gonna run another loop, which is right here. It's gonna be the same thing, except it's gonna be in string 2, I2, and then in string 2, and then we're just gonna, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm a mess right now. Okay. We are back on track. For int I3 equals 0. I3 is less than J, which is right here. I3 is less than J plus 1. I3 plus plus. Boom. Plus 4. Int I4 equals 0. I4 is less than L. I4 plus plus. Boom. Okay. And we're just going to copy the same thing here. In string 3. I3. In string 3. In string 4. I4. Alright, so this should, once you run it, just say a bunch of random junk. Just a bunch of random numbers should just be popped on the screen. Yep, it's just a bunch of random numbers being thrown around. Alright, so before we continue, I'm going to change this print line just for now to print, and this is going to be a mess right here. Yeah, it's just going to be just long array of numbers. Oh man, this computer's freezing up. Oh goodness. Oh gosh. Oh boy. Okay. So you see, this is what a for loop can do. It can just do a bunch of crazy stuff. And if you're wondering what you could do with this, you could say, okay, for each line um, of for each line in a file, read each thing, and if it fits anything condition, then we run it. So I know that doesn't make sense for now because we're going to get into file input and output and all that later. But you're going to find that you're going to want to use for loops for like iterating and stuff. And iterating is like, think of decoding. You could make your own programming language basically like that. So this program's pretty abysmal actually. So I'm just going to go back to print line here. And you can see how all these numbers are just sporadically going. But do you see how fast it's going? You see this? You see how many numbers it's adding +1 for each. So for loop is a fast way of reading through a file basically. This, if you're not really understanding what you would use this for, you'd basically use this to help read a file, every line in the file, and you can see how fast it's going through it. You see how much data is just being thrown around right now. It's just reading through a bunch of numbers. So that's pretty much what a for loop is going to be used for. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. I know this one was a mess because I'm not very good with for loops, but that's basically how you mess around with for loops. Anyway, thank you for watching. Goodbye.